Hello everyone. Rajeshwari, Usharani, Neela.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning. Good afternoon. நம்ம ரெண்டு பேரும் ஒரே கலர், கன்வீனர் அண்ட் சேர்மன்.
Good evening, Anitha ma'am.
Good afternoon.
How are you, ma'am?
Fine. How are you?
Doing good, ma'am. Good afternoon, Kailvili ma'am.
Pardon?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Kyle ma'am, your audio is not, we couldn't hear you. அதை எடுத்து விட்டுருங்க. Sometimes it so happens.
Anitha ma'am.
கேக்குதா?
விஜயஸ்ரீ நல்லா கேக்குது.
அனிதா என்னோட
now கேக்குது. Now I could.
Okay.
Anitha ma'am, நம்ம அந்த டிஜிட்டல் இது நம்ம லாகின் பண்றோம்ல.
Yes, that one.
அதுல வந்து செக்ரட்டரிக்கு வந்து நம்ம எப்படி ஆக்சஸ் கொடுக்கணும் மேம்?
எப்படின்னா நீங்க இது ஓபன் பண்ணோம்னா there will be one option called designation. இது எல்லாமே only you can edit now. As of now, only you can edit. So on the designation, you for the secretary and all the club officers, you have to make you have to designate that post and all. எல்லாருக்கும் IPP வரைக்கும் இருக்கும், எல்லாருக்குள்ளதான். Then there will be some option saying make an admin. So அந்த 3 பேரையும் 2 or 3, not more than
இது வந்து அந்த டேஷ்போர்ட்ல போய் நம்ம அந்த டைரக்டரியில எடுத்து பண்ணணுமா மேம்? இல்ல
டைரக்டரியில எடுத்து பண்ணணும்.
டைரக்டரியில எடுத்து பண்ணணும். அப்பதான் உங்க அட்மின் நம்ம
only make an admin. There will be one option called make an admin. So you can make those people as your admin and all.
Okay ma'am, I'll do it ma'am. Thank you.
They can also access.
They can also access.
Yeah. So if try to post some projects there.
Okay ma'am, tomorrow we're planning to do some tree plantation something, so after that we will do it ma'am.
Okay, if you find anything difficulty, you just let us know.
Definitely ma'am.
Yeah,
there is she's not a member but is showing as Madhu Agarwal in our directory ma'am.
Then you just check whether all the members are updated.
Okay
and
ma'am.
If someone is left and all, you just click that pen icon. At the end of it, there will be a pen icon. You just
but
click.
I couldn't edit it ma'am. I tried it out but I couldn't edit it.
You cannot delete members. That I have found. But you can edit the name and designation, address, everything you can edit. So in that place you can do that.
Okay ma'am.
Try to do. If what all
if I have any doubts, I'll just check with you.
Yeah, you can. And at any point of time, you can send an email or a message to that
support India. Okay ma'am.
Immediately respond.
Okay.
Hi Talita. Hi everyone. Yeah.
அனிதா, இந்த பின்னாடி ஸ்மர்ஜா இருக்கிற மாதிரி ஒண்ணு பண்றீங்களா? அவங்களோடதுல இருக்கு தட்
blur backdrop.
அது விண்டோஸ் 8லனா வரல மேடம். விண்டோஸ் 10ல மேபி வரலாம். போன்ல வந்து நிறைய வருது.
போன்ல பண்ண முடியுது, இந்த டேப்ல பண்ண முடியல.
விண்டோஸ் 8 டேப்ல வந்து வரல மேம். விண்டோஸ் 10 டேப்ல அப்படினாக்கும் வருது மேம்.
இது 10 8 ஆனே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எனக்கு தெரியல.
இந்த மாதிரி இதெல்லாம் திவ்யாட்ட கேட்டாலே போதும். She knows things.
But in the digital things, no, we have to keep in touch and keep on doing it. Otherwise, no matter how much, remember everything. After a 2 years lapse, we tend to forget what we already know.
Yes, of course you are right, Divya, because when I am a chairman 2013-14, I am very அப்படியே கம்ப்யூட்டர் கரைச்சு குடிச்ச மாதிரி இருந்தேன். அந்த இயர் முடிஞ்சது, அப்புறம் நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய சர்ஜரி வந்துச்சு, எல்லாம் மறந்து போச்சு.
இந்த வருஷம் கம்ப்ளீட் வைப் அவுட் ஆயிரும் அந்த டச்ல இருக்க. அதெல்லாம் பெட்டர் we have a recap. அப்படி இருந்துட்டே வந்தாதான் we keep in touch and update ourselves.
இப்போ நாங்களா ஒண்ணு சர்ச் பண்ணி பண்றோம். திடீர்னு ஒரு லாஸ்ட் வீக் ஒரு நியூ போனு, இது சன் நியூவா இன்னும் இந்தியாவுக்கு வரல, இந்த போன் வாங்கி கொடுத்தாரு. இது நான் ஓபன் பண்ணா Facebook வரல. ஐயோ Facebook வரலையேன்னு நான் கிரியேட் பண்ண போய் ஒரு நியூ கிரியேட்டர் அங்க இருந்து சிண்டா ஜோயி எல்லாம் இது மாதிரி ஒண்ணு வந்திருக்கு, இஸ் இட் ஃபேக் அப்படின்னாங்க. நோ இஸ் இட் மை ஒன்லி, ஆனா நீங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட் பண்ணாதீங்க, நான் அதை டெலிட் பண்ணிடுறேன்னு. அதுக்கப்புறம் டாக்டருக்கு அனுப்பி அதை நான் டெலிட் பண்ணி அந்த பழைய Facebook ஐடியே வச்சேன். அதுக்கு புது பாஸ்வேர்ட் எல்லாம் போட்டேன். ஆனா நிறைய எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப குழப்பமா இருக்கு, அதனால ஒரு அளவோட வச்சுக்கிறேன் நான். அவ்வளவு
It's okay. Gayatri, you are a co-host, right? Just check.
Just checking, ma'am.
Hi, Lakshmi. Hi, Swarna.
Vanakkam, ma'am.
Hi, Lakshmi.
Yes, I am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Gayatri is in now. She came out.
Gayatri. I made my co-host. Let me check. She's
there. She's there.
there. So, shall we wait for some more time?
Yeah, we take on 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, we wait.
Start at 3:05.
If everyone agree, tomorrow shall we have at 11 o'clock?
நாளைக்கு எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்கியூஸ் பண்ணனும்.
I won't be able to have the session at 11 a.m. tomorrow because I've already booked my work schedule around the 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. time.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, ma'am, but
Okay.
Ma'am, evening better இருக்கும் ma'am.
Some
Evening better இருக்கும்.
Who is that kind-hearted lady? Who is that?
Vijayshri.
Very good.
The morning time, some of them will be working and initially she asked me that time only.
because I work as a freelancer, my time schedules all have to be decided at least a few days in advance. So 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. would have worked when I'd asked a few days ago to Anitha ma'am, but now I've booked meetings and everything around that time. So
it's okay, no problem, because most of them will not be, it will not be possible for most of them to.
And now then tomorrow Monday.
Lakshmi ma'am.
Hello.
Yes ma'am.
Lakshmi, hello Lakshmi auntie. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Lakshmi auntie.
Hello everyone.
Gayatri, I got a few feedback from people saying that you have to be a little slow because some couldn't go through your.
I understand, ma'am. That was why I kept asking if I'm going too fast or not.
After they called me and said you need to be a little.
What's today's schedule, Anitha?
What is it? Ma'am, it's in the agenda. It's about Google Docs and more about Google Docs and Google Sheet, worksheet and one more.
Google Slides.
Slides.
It's a continuation of yesterday's, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't attend yesterday's session anyway.
Yesterday was the basic thing about email and
Yeah.
shall we start?
Okay, Anita, we will start. Going to wear a collar?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. We are about to start our second day, Agamya E-Koti training session or digital training. And it's the second day of the 3 days training program that we have arranged for the benefit of our members. And let us start with the Inner Wheel prayer by Purna Mala, Treasurer, Inner Wheel Club of Shivakasi Gold. Are you here, Purna?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon to all. Inner Wheel prayer. Instill in us, O Lord, the true meaning of friendship. Never let us forget that we are all their children, notwithstanding the differences in our culture and creeds. Endow us with a desire to serve our fellow men, remembering that we too often need help whenever or wherever the need for service arises. Help us to be ready to serve, endowing to make our badge of inner well worthwhile, ensuring that we have not lived in vain. Thank you.
Thank you, Purna. Hel, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Welcome address by District Chairman Anitha Natarajan.
Good afternoon, everyone. My warm inner wheel greetings to you all. District EC members, district advisors, district CCC, convener for Agamya, PDC Kailvili Arivalagan, past district chairman, district 321, presidents, secretaries, and office bearers of the golden year and centennial year of Inner Wheel. It is indeed my privilege to extend my welcome address on this day when we are having our second day training program on digital training, which is the much needed thing of the era, as well as to our organization Inner Wheel, which is the dawn has what our Preeti has said is the dawn is here. We are here to empower ourselves. This is one initiative to empower all our members equally, and let us all learn together and get benefited by this training session. I welcome Gayatri Rishmi Nair, who is our digital trainer. Yesterday's session went very well and everybody got benefited, and so today is another session on an important topic she's going to deal with. I welcome her on behalf of District 321. I welcome you, dear Gayatri, who is our member too. And it's indeed my privilege to be here as the district chairman when we are here to empower our members. So we are here to adapt a new lifestyle. Inner Wheel is taking the initiative. I thank everyone who is attending this program. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. And the purpose of this meeting by myself.
Yes, the purpose,
Volume, full volume.
conveners addressed by PDC Kailvili Arivalagan, who is a very good convener. She's a past district chairman, but she's a very good convener because she's all enthusiastic and she gives all kind of good advices whether how to conduct this program and all. And here she is to deliver her purpose of the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anita. Dear District Chairman Anitha Natarajan and dear Executive Committee members and past district chairmen and district CCC. Hope I think Beena is here, Vimla ma'am is here, and the all club.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, Kyle.
Hi, Beena. Hi, Vimla ma'am. And district club officers, all the president, secretary, ISO, editor, treasurer, and the zonal advisors, and the project coordinators. A warm welcome to you all. Where you have all joined to fill your minds with technology, which is an art and soaring exercise of human imagination. The goal of education is understanding, the goal of training is performance. On this new year beginning for our inner wheel, I would like to shower my wishes to all the club office bearers who have come here to have the fruit of this session. Online education is like a riding tide. It is going to lift all boats. If you want to create and be a person with technology updates, you're probably going to work with technology day to day in your works of inner wheel. From president to every cadre of the members, the value in learning the tactics of technology is pretty evident with how important technology is in our world. Now here our Gayatri is here to clear all your doubts. Welcome, Gayatri. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, it's my honor to be here for the day 2 of our training session. Before I go ahead, like Anitha ma'am was saying, in case any of you have any questions or doubts, or if you feel like I'm going too fast, please feel free to send me a message if that's more comfortable for you, or to ask me to repeat myself in the session. I do not mind doing that. We have 2 hours during which we'll be sitting and going through different aspects of Google today. However, if you have any questions about the things that we covered in yesterday's session, you can ask that now as well. So whenever you need to, if you need me to slow down or if you want me to explain something once more, just ask me, okay? My phone number is also there in the chat right now. If there's any doubts at all, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp. Even after the digital training session is over, if you need any help with anything, we can handle that there.
Okay, guys.
So today's session, we'll be covering 3 important tools we use, especially in Google, which is to say Google Slides, Google Documents, and Google Sheets. Now, anyone who's familiar with Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint will find this session really, really easy because it is the same principle, it is the same tools being applied through Google software. So like we were saying in yesterday's session, a lot of the things that we store physically onto our computers, right? When we make PowerPoints, when we make Word documents, when we make Excel spreadsheets for budgeting and different things, all of that is saved to our computer. But if something happens to our computer or our phones, then that data is lost forever. We may not be able to recover it. We don't know what might happen, right? Which is why I've been teaching everyone to use cloud software like Google, where all of it gets saved onto the internet. And as long as you have your email address and password, you can access that information anytime, anywhere. So I'll be sharing my screen now. So when we search for Google Documents, like yesterday, I had shown you where to access Google Drive, right? First, we go to google.com. From here, you can take the account that you want to. I'm going to take the digital trainer account we had made yesterday. And then I'm going to go to the grid here with the 3 dots, which shows all the different Google software that's available. So I'll select that. I'm going to scroll down and then I will find Docs. So Google Documents is your basic word processing software. It is very similar to Microsoft Word. And the additional advantage is, just like Microsoft Word, there are already pre-existing templates for most of the things that you might end up making. If we're presenting a project proposal, if we're creating a brochure, if we want a report, there's something that's very useful on Google Documents called a template gallery right here. These are just a few of the most common templates. You can see more if you click this button here, the template gallery. So on a closer look, these are all different types of resumes with different fonts and formatting, so that you don't have to sit and edit it on your own. You can just fill in and change the details if you'd like to. All of these are organized in different ways. There's letters. For example, if IWC is sending a proposal to somebody, it can be very, very useful to use one of these templates in the Word document. And all you have to do is just switch out the details in it. Even recipes. For example, when we're submitting pieces for the IWC newsletter, you can always select one of these, change the images, and then switch out all the sentences instead. So you find all kinds of formats here for project proposals, for meeting notes when IWC has meetings, if we're making brochures, when our current board leaves and then we have a new set of office bearers coming in, you can always create onboarding notes. All of these are there in specific formats, which makes it very, very easy for us to use. I'm just going to click one of these, for example, the recipe one. The moment you click that, it opens into a document. Now, all you need to do is just change out the text. So this one says it's a recipe for strawberry vanilla pancakes. We can switch it out to whatever we like. Just select the text and then type in whatever you'd like to type. For example, I really, really like vanilla cake. So I can say that it's ingredients list for vanilla cake. You can just put your cursor wherever you would like and then start changing the text. This is all dummy text for now. It is not actual recipes and everything, but you can switch this out and say vanilla flavoring. All-purpose flour. And so on. You can keep switching out all the sentences while the format remains the same. If you want to change the image, for example, you can click on the image, you can right-click it, and you can select Replace Image. I'm going to show that once more. Select the image, right-click on it with your mouse, and then you can select Replace Image. So here you get two options. You can upload from your computer, which is to say if your phone already has an image or the computer already has an image of whatever you want to put, you can select it using that, or you can even take pictures from the web. So I'm going to show the first option, uploading from the computer. Yesterday, we were looking at the IWC logo, so I'm going to open that instead. It gets replaced with the logo. Now, if I want to replace it with an actual picture of vanilla cake, I'll right-click, scroll down till I find the Replace Image option, and then hit Search the Web. So over here, if you can see, it opened a search button over here. It says Search in Google Im. That's basically to search in Google Images. So I'm just going to type vanilla cake. Now I can use any of these images instead over there. I might select this, for example. There'll be a small option here saying one selected, and then I will select Replace. And the image gets changed. Is that clear for everyone so far?
Yes.
Very clear? Okay. Now I'm going to just remove everything and make this a blank document so that we can go over the basics of using a word processing software. What I'm changing over here is the title of the document. Right here in the top, you'll see that it says minutes of digital training session. If I remove that, it usually will wait until I type something and then the untitled document will change. If I type minutes of digital training, IWC, and then I go here and click it, it will take that first sentence from there so that it can be inserted easily. That is just the title of the document. Now, like your usual word processing software, you have all your settings right here. Everything that you need to use is right here, as well as over here. So we'll be going over different aspects of this today. Are there any doubts or questions so far? Anyone?
Unmute yourself and you can let us know.
Or you can also send it into the chat box, whichever is easier for you.
Carry on. Go ahead.
Okay. So you have different options right here, right? Which includes file, where you can open a new document if you would like. You have the open option to open a pre-existing document. That is, if you had already typed into a document and you want to open that, you can select open. If you want to make a copy of the document that you've written right now, you can select make a copy. And then you have the share option. Now, if you were there for yesterday's session, I'm sure you'd remember that I had shown a share option right here, where we can type the email ID. It is the exact same setting in file as well. So in case you forget about that share, the share option is right here as well. There's a share to other option, and then there's a publish to web option. We're going to ignore the publish to web option because that's usually used for when we're making blogs and everything. It is not as important for, our regular activities at IWC. You also have a direct email option. So here, if I select email this file, what it will do is it will actually send an email with this file to whoever I want to send it to. Okay. And I can even select if I want to give myself a copy as well of whatever I'm sharing. So here I might type out emails and say that, okay, I want to share this document here. I can type out the body of the message. Hi. Without ever opening Gmail. Please find attached the relevant documents. And then I can select the file type as well. So when we're using I love PDF and all, it makes it really easier for us to convert. But when we're emailing from Google Docs, you can actually change it directly in this itself. So here the file type is given as PDF. If I want somebody to be able to edit that document, I might give it as Word document. So the file type is right here. You can select if you want it to be a PDF, which is uneditable. You cannot make changes in that Word document then. Or you can send it as a regular work document and then you hit send. And then email will get sent automatically without you ever having to open your inbox or Gmail. Are we clear so far?
Yes.
You also have the download option, which just like the save option in Microsoft Word, will let us download the document in different formats. So if you want it to come in an ebook format, you can use this. If you want it to come as a web page, you can use this. If you want it to be a PDF, if you want it to be a Microsoft Word document, you can select the format that you would like and then download it accordingly. If you'd like to rename, the rename option is here, which lets you edit the name. Again, you don't have to go to the menu. Even if you just hover your mouse over the title, you can change it right here. See? And of course, you have the move option, which lets you move and decide which folder you want to keep it in. So right now I'm on the digital trainer IWC meeting one, right? So because this is an IWC document, I might decide that I want it to be saved here. So all I had to do was go to File, select Move, and that will open the settings in my drive. It will show me all the folders that are there. So I can select IWC documents and select Move. And what happens is that the document is now being stored within that folder. Are we clear so far? Is there any part that anyone would like for me to repeat?
So you can send your chat box, you can send. If you want any clarification and all. Say more. Carry on.
Okay. Now, if you want to delete this document, let's say that you're done with this document and you don't want to take a look at it anymore, you can delete it. Rich text is another format that is very commonly used for documents, but it isn't as often used in paperwork and stuff. The reason why we have a rich text format is sometimes when Word documents are converted into images, let's say for printing and things like that, the rich text format might be a better option. But it's not as important for us because a PDF is also a better high quality version for printing. It just has to do with the type of file that it is. Then we have the move to trash option, which obviously will delete the document to make sure that we can't access it anymore. If we're done with that document and we don't need it, we can always hit delete. You're welcome, ma'am. Now, this is something once we deleted that a while ago. Am I breaking? Hello? Am I clear?
Yeah, clear.
Clear.
Okay. Sorry, I got a message saying my internet connection is unstable. So I just wanted to check to make sure you can hear me.
Yeah.
So in case, let's say Anitha ma'am already deleted a sentence, but now after she finished her speech, she realized she wants to go back and look at that sentence that she had already deleted. You have something called version history available here. I'll show that once more. It's right here. You go to file and you go to version history. And then you can select see version history. Now, what this does is it shows you what the document was like at different points in time when you started working on it. So here we have one that says July 2nd, 3:19 p.m. current version. Right? If I select this one that was just 3 minutes ago, it will show the earlier recipe thing that was there. So that I can look at that document and see what changes have been made from the taskbar on the side. So here it shows the current version where all of this has been deleted. And I've just typed the sentence minutes of digital training IWC. If I select this version, it shows what was there before. This can be a very, very useful feature because I'll show you what it looks like when I'm sitting and working on different documents. So part of my work at the reading room also ends up with a lot of modules being made for our subjects. So this is an example of a module that I made for one of my sessions at the reading room, right? The advantage here is at any point of time, if any changes have been made, I can just take a quick look at the version history to see if there's something that I wanted to pick up from a previous format. See, so I'm going to file. You can see that it's a very, very long document. All I have to do is go to file, go to version history and see version history. So you can see all the different versions that were there. The last time I edited this document was on April 21st at 6:19. And when I started working on it was on April 21st at 5:08, when there was literally nothing in the document. Or if I'm picking one of my older documents, this was a speech flow I helped my friend with. So in order for her to be able to take that session, I was just helping her break down her points. We can look at the version history of this one. This is the oldest version, I think, when there was nothing happening on it. And then you can see all the changes that were made at different points and me copy pasting it and all. So that, in short, is how version history works. So if there is ever anything in a document that you want to go back and look at, it's always convenient to use version history. Instead of going undo until you get to the point where that sentence was made, you can just use version history and then find that specific sentence or the thing that you want to look for. Are we clear so far?
Yes.
Of course, then there's also a language setting. If you want the entire menu to switch to another language, you can also use this. It's right here in File. You go to Language, and then you can switch it to other languages. For example, if I want this entire option to come in Hindi, then I can select that.
Okay.
Okay, wait, I don't have the installer available for it. But what this setting does is normally when it's clicked, it helps change the menu of the entire Word document itself. That is, all the menu options and everything will start appearing in the other language. Then you, of course, you have the edit button, which has your usual options of undoing something that's been typed and then redoing it. You also have cut, copy, paste, paste without formatting, select all, and of course, find and replace. Now, these are all features that anyone who's used Microsoft Word a lot would be very familiar with. But for the sake of clarity, we'll quickly go through them as well. So undo over here, if you click it, all it'll do is go back into previous versions. So you can see this place where I typed hi earlier now appearing. If I want to redo, that is to go back to where it is at present, I just have to click redo. It's in the edit option. Of course, you have paste and paste without formatting. For example, if I'm taking a sentence from somewhere else, let's take this one. I select that much. I can go to edit and then decide to copy. And then I can just paste it. The same options are available with a right click as well. I'm just showing the option in the menu as well for ease. So it pastes this in the exact same way. If I want it to be pasted without any of the formatting, that is the letters being at this size or the color being like this, I can select paste without formatting. The same options are also available right here. You just have to select the text, right click, and you'll also find it here. So you have cut, copy, paste, paste without formatting, and even delete. Then of course, this find and replace. For example, a very common thing is that we are not supposed to use abbreviations a lot. So if I want to quickly change out all the places where I put IWC for ease with Inner Wheel Club, I can select it like this. If I wanted to match the case every time, that is, if it's always in capitals and replace, I can select match case. And then I just have to select replace all. Immediately the text will get switched out. This is very convenient if you misspell something or if you used an abbreviation where you shouldn't be using an abbreviation. It's a very fast way to go about it. Sometimes when I'm sitting and working on, for example, speeches, right? And I have to insert the chief guest's name, then I might type in the chief guest's name as Mr. X while I'm quickly creating the speech. And then after this is done and I receive the person's name, I'll just use find and replace. Just type Mr. X, for example, and then replace it with their actual name so that the text gets switched out in all the places across the document. Are we clear so far? Very clear, right? This is also helpful in case you feel like you've switched out language as well. For example, we know that a lot of times in UK English, we use E instead of A a lot. For example, if we're taking the colors gray, GREY is the spelling that is used in UK English, whereas GRAY might be used in American English. If you want to switch out all the places where we might have used an American version, then we can just use find and replace. I hope we're clear so far. Any questions or doubts? Anyone? I'm also checking the chat, so if you'd like to send it into the chat, you can.
Carry on.
Carrying on. Then, of course, you have the view option. Now, the view option is where you can select the mode with which you're looking at the document. For example, right now we're on editing mode, which means that we can edit the document directly. So if I want to make changes and I want to delete this, I can delete that. These are all changes that I'm able to make because I'm editing the document. However, if I want to look at this as another person who is just editing it, you know, somebody who doesn't want to make changes but might want to give suggestions, you can select the option that says suggesting. Now what happens is any changes I make to this will not be a permanent change. For example, I might select the Inner Wheel Club text and then hit backspace. And then I'll type IWC. Now what happens is to anyone who is viewing the document, they can see that it is a suggestion I put to not use Inner Wheel Club as the full form and just use IWC as a shortcut. Anyone who is sitting and editing the document later, I'm going to quickly switch roles so that you can see. Anyone who is then looking at the document can see my suggestion here and then choose to accept or decline that suggestion. This is very useful when you're helping somebody else out with a document, you know. When you don't want to make changes, but you want to tell them the parts that you want to make changes, this can be a very, very useful feature. I'm going to show that once more, okay. So we go to view. If somebody sent us a document and we want to suggest things to them, we go to view, we go to mode, and then we select suggesting. And now you can make whatever changes you would like to make. So over here, instead of IWC, I'm now putting Inner Wheel Club. Now what happens is that anyone who views the document can choose to keep my suggestion or reject it. It will show up as a bubble in the document, right where the text has been changed. Are we clear so far?
Yes.
Of course, the same thing is available here as well in the top right corner. It's a very small button that lets you change the mode very fast. It's right here. It's like a pen icon inside a window, inside a chat bubble. Now I'm going to go to view and show you the viewing mode, which is the final document version where you won't get to make changes. You're looking at the document as it is, how it will look when it gets printed. So that is the view mode. You can change the different kinds of views here. I'm going to go back to editing for now. You can see the suggestion here from earlier. I'm just going to hit accept suggestion. Are there any doubts or questions so far, or if you would like for me to repeat that part once more? Anyone? We're clear?
Anyone?
Then you have the insert tab. Now insert is where all of your different types of features are available. At some point, if you're sitting and using Google Documents, I'd suggest spending maybe just 20 minutes on Google Documents, checking out each of these different options because they're all used for different things. You get a lot of options right here. So for example, let's say I want to insert an image. I can select insert, and then I can choose to upload from computer or even search the web. So just like earlier, I might select upload from computer. Here's the Inner Wheel logo. I'm just going to open that. And now I can fiddle around with this. So if I click that, I can start adjusting the size. I am just going to this different squares that are marked at the corner. And then I'm selecting it and then dragging it. So however I want to, I can change the size. I can even change the positions of where this comes. If I want the text to cover right through it, I can do that. If I want it in front of the text, I can keep changing all these different options. Even the rotation can be adjusted. These are all just different ways in which we can keep the format of where the image comes. For now, I'm going to delete that. I just have to right click and delete. So you have the insert image option here. You can even decide to insert a table. Now, this is a very, very simple feature. When you hover your mouse over the table option, you'll get something called table templates, where you can use any of these templates. For example, if you're building a product roadmap, you can use that. If you're reviewing and keeping an eye on things, you can use a review tracker, you can use project assets, or even have a launch content tracker. These are just ready-made templates. However, you can build your own custom tables as well. So over here, you can see a grid, right? Can everyone see the grid? So this grid lets you select the number of rows and columns. let's say I want 4 rows and maybe 5 columns. I just need to keep my mouse over it and then drag it accordingly, and I can select the number of rows and columns I want. And this can increase in any direction you'd like. For example, I can create this 9x to 7 one. I just have to click and instantly a table gets created. Now I can just enter details. And of course, you can give different values. And that's how to create a table within the Word document itself. So far, are we clear? Are there any doubts?
Yeah. Good evening. Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Meenakshi Villian. How do we increase the size of the cells in the table if we want to increase the text according to the text?
I was just going to go to that. For example, over here, if I want to increase the general width, right? I just need to hover my mouse over it. You can see that an arrow icon gets opened by my cursor, and then I can just move it. So like that, it can just be changed around. You just need to bring it to the part where you want to make that change and then just drag it out. Is that clear, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you. But there's no fixed size, like you go in and type the size you want. Is there no option like that?
The size you want, as in, are you talking about the number of the cells, ma'am, or like deciding the exact height of the rows and columns?
The height and the rows of the columns.
Okay, ma'am.
The height rows, the height of the rows and columns.
So the advantage here with Google Documents is that once you hit the main corners, you can change the settings mostly from there. However, if you want a generic table change, you can always go here and just stick to the default and then change the rows and columns accordingly. So if I'm selecting this, so hold on one second. Over here, if you can see this here, ma'am, most of your custom settings would be available here. So there is a generic height that is set. I find it easier to just do this. I'll just create a very generic table with the number of rows and columns that I need. Too far. 1 second. And then I just do a general change. So if I just need this part to be wider because that's where all the titles will usually go, I just select that. And if I want to make a change uniformly, I can just select the entire thing and then just pull, because that will change it in a uniform manner.
The text we type in will auto fit into the cells.
Yes.
The text we type in.
Yes. For example, I'm typing this here. That is where the text gets cut off, right? So I'm going to select the whole thing. Then I'm just going to pull this to the side. One second, I'm using my touchpad, so it keeps slipping. But the idea here is, ma'am, that you just select all and then just move the columns around or the rows around so that it changes in size uniformly. Yes?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Now, of course, you also have options to insert charts if you'd like. For example, if you want a bar sheet, a column, a line doc, or a pie chart, you can always create these. So you just have to select the option And what happens is a chart gets inserted. Oh, okay, 1 second. My cursor was in the table, which is why the chart got inserted literally into a cell. I'm going to keep my cursor outside and do that once more. Insert, chart, bar chart. So now what it does is it creates a chart over here. I'm going to increase the size so that it's more visible. And then you have a chart ready. Now the thing is, if you need to change anything within the chart, right? You just need to hit open source here. So the convenient thing about having or creating charts in Google Documents is, again, you can change all these values just from the chart itself. So all you have to do is at the top right of wherever you've created a chart, you can hit open source. And what that will do is it will open a Google Sheet document where it shows different values. So now all I have to do is change this. You can see that the value is changing also in the document. And then if I change the numbers, the values will change once more. Did you see how the chart changes? So now if we go close this, and then we go back to our original document, it will just update by itself so that the value within the chart also changes. Now in this way, you can try experimenting with different types of charts. So that was a bar chart. You can also have a column chart. You can have a line chart or even a pie chart. For all of them, it is the same option. After you insert that, you just have to select the chart, go to the top right corner for the linked chart options, and then open source. And that will let you edit what the chart values show. I hope that's clear for everyone. Any questions or doubts so far? Anyone? Okay, I'm going to assume we're good and continue. Now, of course, there are all these other options which lets you insert different kinds of values. For example, if I want to insert a line into the document, I can just go to insert and select horizontal line, and the line will get put to be a divider. I can insert emojis if I'd like, which is just your typical smiley faces and things like that. So you can select which one you want to be put into a document. You can insert all kinds of things. If you want footnotes, you can insert footnotes. You can insert special characters. You can create equations. You can even add watermarks if you like. For example, if it's an IWC document, you might want to make sure that nobody else can, see it without the watermark on it. So you just have to select insert watermark, and then you can just go and find the image. For example, here I'm going to take the image directly from my computer. I'm uploading the IWC logo. And now what happens is it becomes a watermark in the background of the image. It's right here, insert, and then watermark. Now like this, you can insert page numbers. You can change a lot of things around over here. You can even decide that if you want to put a comment, you can put a comment. You can add bookmarks. You can create table of contents. All of these settings are available right here in insert. Are we clear so far? Any questions or doubts, anyone? Okay, I'm going to assume that we're clear. Now, of course, you have format, which is where all your paragraph settings come in. Now, if you want to change the text into bold, underline, strike through, superscript, subscript, all of that can come here. You can increase and decrease the font size here. You can change the capitalization. You can even have different kinds of paragraph styles, which is all your typical settings in Google Word documents in, Microsoft Word as well. You can decide the spacing. You can add bullet lists. These are all very generic settings that you will find in most things. So you can just experiment around with that in format. Then of course you have tools. Now tools can be especially useful if you're prone to, maybe missing out on particular words or spelling it wrong. You have a spelling and grammar check, which shows if there's anything that needs to be changed. Right now it's saying no changes. You can check the word count. Right now it's showing 1 page, 15 words, 106 characters. You can choose to keep that on display while you're typing if you'd like. And in the right corner, you'll see the word count on display. It's all right here in tools. You can compare documents, you can review edits, you can look at other objects in the charts. Like for example, we inserted charts, right? So linked objects would show you the charts that are here. You can check out an entire dictionary if you would like, where you can search for different words. So right now I'm using the dictionary feature to look for other words that might also mean help. So over here it's showing me all the different meanings and the synonyms for it, as well as the antonyms. This is all available in tools. You can even choose to translate the document if you like. So what this will do is it will create a translated version. If I'm switching it to Malayalam, for example. This translation may not be completely precise. Sometimes it can be very hard to have an exact translation, but it still does a pretty decent job. So you can see that the entire document has been converted, right? It's been converted into another language. All of that is available right here in tools. Of course, there's also something called voice typing. Now, I am not very fond of this feature, but what it does is on the days when you don't feel like typing and you would much rather just say it out loud, Google will actually try to record your voice and then type out whatever you're saying. So if I say, hi, my name is Gayatri. It will actually start typing it. But sometimes it can create errors if I talk too fast. You can see how it didn't cover the exact sentence. I said, but sometimes it can create errors if I talk too fast. You can see how the words got switched out, right? It may not always be reliable, but some days if you have huge documents to type up, you can actually just use voice typing. It's right here in tools. I'm going to show that once more. Tools, voice typing, and then you just need to click and speak into it. So if I start talking now in a very slow voice, it will be able to capture what I'm saying. Full stop. The thing is, it may not always be accurate and it may not know proper grammar and punctuation. You see how it gets covered, right? Even after the full stop, it did not auto-capitalize. These are all the sentences that I was speaking out loud. Are we clear so far, everyone?
Yes. Gayatri?
Yes.
Is there any option of inserting the background apart from that watermark? Can we change the background of that particular Word document?
As in be able to change the style or add an image?
It's a kind of adding, not only adding image, the total background.
As in change the color of the paper from white?
Yeah. Or any images, just like the watermark image.
We can use a general image itself, ma'am. Like for example, I'm going to just insert a lot of text, okay? I'm just going to change this, Control. For example, right now this text is covering the whole thing, right, ma'am? I'm going to use the insert image tool itself. 1 second. I'm going to place my cursor somewhere in the middle. Insert image. Work from computer. Now, of course, the thing about using this is it may not cover the entire thing, which is why I would much rather use Canva if I want a really detailed background change. But for a simple background change, this can be pretty useful.
Okay,
So
even I kept in mind about the Canva and asked this question.
Which
because,
we'll be covering tomorrow, but you can always do this. So what it does is it puts the image in front of the text, or you can choose to put it behind the text. Do you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. No, I kept in mind about Canva because we used to go for backgrounds. We get cool backgrounds in Canva.
You do?
Yeah, that's why. So I find Google Docs is really cool. Yeah.
It can be very useful. I use Google Documents for most of my work as a freelancer as well, because if I have to send it to different clients, then I may not always be able to switch it into different email IDs. So I just keep it on my work email and then I keep changing things there. So this is just an example. We can do this, but I would prefer using Canva when we want more detailed backgrounds, you know?
Yeah, of course. No, this is Pakka professionalism it shows. So,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So we have all the tools here, which we've covered. Extensions are just if you want to add additional programs. Those are slightly more complicated. Honestly, in the last 6 years of working, I've never had to use an extension. So I am not going to cover that as well, yeah? And of course, you have a help menu here. Now, the advantage is, even if I'm not able to take a training session for you, if you forget some aspects, there is something right here called training, which literally trains you to use Google Docs. So what it does is it opens a file where you can, go to the website and it'll show you how to get started with Docs, how to have the visual reminder of what all you need to use, how to format and customize documents, how to create strong proposals. It gives you all the details that you might need. In case if you don't feel comfortable talking to me, or if you need additional help, Google Documents literally has a help option right here. My data from my mobile phone to laptop. Divya Darshini, ma'am, can you tell me what kind of data you're trying to transfer?
My files, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, do you remember me showing you Google Drive yesterday? Were you there yesterday in the class?
Yeah, I was there.
Do you remember how I showed you how to upload a file from your computer?
Yes, I do remember. At times I have doubts too.
No, that's all right, ma'am. So what I'm going to do is like a slightly different version of this. I apologize, everyone. I'm going to just pause the session so that I can quickly address this. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'll call you personally, Gayatri.
That's okay, ma'am. It just takes a few minutes. So
okay. If you don't mind, you can carry on.
I don't mind at all, ma'am. What I'm going to do
Thank
is I'm going to log in from my phone and show you how it's done. Yeah.
Okay.
1 second. I just have to quickly install the Zoom app because I was not.
Excuse me.
It's okay, ma'am. Again, I said that even if it's a concern from a previous class, it's all right. We'll address it and we'll move on. Now we just have Excel sheet left, which is basically Google Sheets and Google Slides. And those are simple enough software, so you don't have to worry. I am just going to quickly do this.
Some other members may also have the same doubt.
Yes.
It will be helpful now.
So I'm going to show two ways of transferring data. If at all there's something important on your smartphone and all that you want to change into your computer. One thing I'm going to do is I am going to take the charging cable. Nowadays, most phones come with a detachable charging cable, right? Where you can pull it out from the adapter, and it's usually a USB cable.
Oh.
So I've taken mine out, I've plugged it into the phone, and I'm now going to plug it into my laptop or computer. Okay. So I have the cable over here. I'm just plugging it into my laptop. And what that does is on my phone, I don't know if you can see my phone screen, but on my phone, it gives me an option of what type of connection I want to make with my computer. So there I'm going to select the option that says transfer files.
Oh.
Now, when I do that, if I go to my desktop, and then I go to my files or my devices, you'll see that my phone is now here. Now I've labeled my phone as G data. It's on the side over here. I can now go into my files and then select the documents that I want to take and take it out. For example, in this case, where is my, okay, this is my phone. So I am selecting my phone. It's a OnePlus Nord. It showed up right here. I'm going to go into the different documents that are here. For example, if I want to copy paste every single thing in this, I'll select all of the files that showed up. I will right click and then I can choose to copy. Now I can put it wherever I like. If I want to put it into downloads, I can just create a folder here saying G phone data. I can open that and then I can just right click and paste. Now what's happening is every single document on my phone, all of that will now slowly start getting transferred over. So all the files that are on your phone, ma'am, can get transferred, including photos, videos, everything can get transferred onto your computer. And from here, you can upload it to Drive. This is one way of doing it. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Now I'm going to cancel this because my phone will have a lot of data and it's just going to completely kill my computer. So I am just going to try to cancel that operation. You can see immediately it stopped. Come on, cancel the operation. Now this is obviously going to take some time. In the meantime, I'm going to set up Zoom on my phone. And I'm going to join on my phone, okay? Anitha ma'am, I'm just going to disconnect for a second and quickly log in from my phone, okay?
Okay, okay. Okay.
No videos, Anitha. All are on audio only.
Only 3 of us are on videos. Yes.
Okay, so I've just logged in from my phone so that I can quickly show you this. I'll keep my video off while I'm doing this. Ma'am, could you make me a, okay, thank you so much for making me a co-host. Now, ma'am, if you're on your phone, you can do what I'm currently doing right now. Share. So I'm sharing my entire phone screen right now. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
So I've already installed the Google Drive app. And now what I'm going to do is, let's say I want to upload a particular set of images. I'll select the plus option. I'll create a folder. I'll say images. Or I might even decide that, okay, I want all the e-copies of the books that I have together. So I'll select books. I'll select create. I'll open that folder and then I'll select upload. So now what I can do is I can go to my downloads wherever it is on my phone. So I'm looking at where it might be. If it's an image, I can select the images option. If it's a video, I can select that. Right now I'm going to look in documents, going here because this is where most of my ebook files are. And then I just have to select that file. Now that file is being uploaded onto my Google Drive and I can access it anytime that I want. So in this manner, I can keep uploading different documents. If I long press, I can select multiple documents at the same time. What's happening is that all those documents are now being uploaded and then I can delete it from my phone without worrying about space. Is that clear, ma'am? Any questions or doubts?
No, I'm clear.
Okay, so you can use either of these two options to quickly change things from your phone to your desktop or onto Google Drive itself. Okay?
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Going to stop sharing and I'll just quickly log back into from my desktop. Yes, Anitha ma'am, I'll be right back. Can you see me and can you hear me, everyone?
Yeah, I just
one question, please. Yeah, is it the same way to transfer files from an iPhone and the Android phone?
Yes, ma'am. Now, the only difference here is the type of software you might need would change. You might have to install an application onto your laptop or your desktop. It's called Apple iTunes.
Okay.
That's the only difference. But otherwise, after you install Apple iTunes, you should be able to convert it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or doubts, anyone? If not, I'll be moving on.
Yes, you can.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Smita ma'am.
Yeah. So I have this doubt. I just recently purchased a laptop.
Yes, ma'am.
So it doesn't come with Windows, Microsoft. So that is something that you have to add, they were telling.
Yes.
So is it like now that we can use this Google Doc for almost everything? Like, do we need to do it? Or is there something that has to be done anyway? There are something.
Okay, ma'am, that goes into a slightly more technical topic. The issue here is of an operating system. So when you're buying a laptop or when you're buying a computer, etc., what you are essentially doing is you are buying the hardware and the capability to run the software using this hardware. What you need to buy on top of this is the operating system. Most computers run on a Windows-based operating system, which is what comes under Microsoft, right? You also have Linux-based systems. These are all different types of operating system software that you need when you're using a computer or a device. Now, personally, you might need to use a Windows operating system, but Microsoft Word and all does not become essential. If you basically have Google Chrome, you can do all the different things that you need to do that you would do with Microsoft software features. What they asked you to install is the basic operating system on which all of this runs. Without that operating system, you cannot even use an internet browser like Google Chrome.
No, I'm able to use Google Chrome and all that, but I think they were saying Microsoft Office, I need to.
Microsoft Office is not necessary.
Okay.
If it is an Apple one, Microsoft, we have to purchase, right?
Yes. Now I'm going to show one more quick thing that I had actually remembered when we were taking the session yesterday is sometimes it can be very easy to use WhatsApp on your computer. Instead of just using it on your phone, let's say there's an image in the groups that you want to take out. Or for example, right now, when I log into the Zoom meetings, Anitha ma'am sends me the link on WhatsApp, right? So I actually open WhatsApp from my computer so that I can select the link. It's a very easy thing to use. It's a very useful feature as well. And especially if you're working and you don't want your phone near you, you can use WhatsApp on your computer as well. So I'm just going to quickly show how to do that. Again, they've given the instructions right here. All you need to do is open your internet browser, whether it's Firefox or Chrome or anything. Open that, type web.whatsapp.com. Just open that. And then like they are saying, just follow the instructions here. So they're saying open WhatsApp on your phone. What I'm going to do is open my WhatsApp. When you're opening WhatsApp, you'll usually have a settings option in the top right. I have a WhatsApp business account, but you can see the 3 dots right here. So I'm going to select that, just like they say, tap menu or settings. And then I'm going to select an option that says linked devices right here. Okay. Now over here, you'll get an option saying link a device. I'm going to select that option. And what it will do is it will open a computer thing. Now I'm going to open this camera and point it at my phone where you can see a QR code there with the WhatsApp logo in the middle. I am going to just point my camera towards that. I don't even have to click. Now what it will do is it will log me into WhatsApp on the computer. You can see that it's slowly logging in. Of course, sometimes numbers and all may not get saved, but that's perfectly fine. So over here, I can see Anitha ma'am's chat. I can just open that and I can select the Zoom link right here and that will open it for me instantly. If I want to select a particular image, for example, I almost got logged in once more. For example, this is a book club that I'm in, that I run. So I can actually type out messages over here saying, or if I want to download a document, over here my friend has sent a story. I can actually download it directly onto my computer without ever having to open it from my phone. So it's just a very useful feature. You can stay logged in here or you can choose to log out whenever you are done. The option is right here, but it is pretty much using WhatsApp from a computer. In case you ever have to, you can always use this feature. I hope that's clear for everyone.
Yeah, one question from me.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any possibility that directly from the WhatsApp, the messages you get photos, and then you are designing a template in Canva, and you want to post the photo or the message that you have received onto the template? Usually, what I do is I download it into the computer and then click the download and then upload it in the Canva. But is there any way of doing it directly from the messages?
Of course, ma'am. See, you saw me installing a book right here, right? Like over here, I don't know if you saw that, but I downloaded my friend's story, the PDF document. I can similarly download images and even copy text from the WhatsApp chat directly by opening it on my Chrome.
No, onto the Canva template.
Onto Canva also, you can do it as well.
Instead of downloading and then going into the download and clicking that,
You will still have to do that, ma'am. There is a Canva mobile app that lets you upload it more easily. But the unfortunate thing about Canva is it does not run on cloud software. So unless you've uploaded an image into it already, you will have to take it from a physical place. It can be your laptop, it can be your phone, and then upload it. You still will have to upload it.
Okay. So side by side, having the WhatsApp message, the WhatsApp page, we cannot do it in the Canva.
You still have
That's
to
not
download.
possible.
You will still have to download it. You can copy paste text, yes, but the images and other documents you will still have to download.
Okay.
We'll be covering that in more detail tomorrow as well, though, ma'am. So don't worry, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now, again, we've completed all the different aspects of, using Google Documents. We'll now be going to Google Sheets. So once again, I'm just going to open this as google.com. We're going to go to this grid over here. And as we scroll down, we're going to try to find Sheets. So this is right here. I'm selecting Sheets. That will take me to Google Sheets. I'm going to quickly change it to the digital trainer account. Once again, just like with Google Documents, Google Spreadsheets or Google Sheets also has templates for everything you can think of. I swear to this day, I have not created a custom template because all the things that I need, I found in the template here. So for example, if I need to do budgeting for my organization, I can create an annual budget. There are literal to-do lists right here that you can use. There's an annual calendar that lets me look at the entire year in one go. There's a monthly budget tracker. There's a schedule, there's a trip planner, there's a wedding planner even, a team roster, a pros and cons decision table. Anything you can think of that you normally generate using Sheets, you can generate in Google Sheets here as well. So you can create invoices, you can create timesheets, you can create expense reports, you can create purchase orders. If you want something more detailed, like for example, this one, website paid traffic reports or website traffic dashboards. All the things that you need are right here. You can create all of it. You can create Gantt charts. You can create project timelines. You can create an event marketing timeline. Everything that you might think of and possibly need exists as templates already. Yeah. However, if you don't want to use a template and you want to start with a whole new document, you can always just click the plus and that will create a very blank spreadsheet. Now, it is just like Microsoft Excel in that you have your workbooks, which is the sheet that is shown over here. For example, here it says sheet 1. I'm going to rename that to July. Then I can create another workbook by clicking the plus here, add sheet. And then I can call that August. These workbooks are what will contain 1 month spreadsheet each. Yes. I can even change the color on this. For example, I can duplicate it, I can copy it, I can rename it, I can even change the way it looks. So I might want to mark that with a blue and this one in a different color. It instantly changes the appearance over there. Now within spreadsheets, all the things that you see from a regular Excel are also available here. If you're selecting the entire spreadsheet, you can click this in the top left corner. Or you can change custom columns. All your settings remain the same. So just like earlier, you can start a new spreadsheet here. You can open one, you can import one that you had already made in Microsoft Excel. If you're using one on your computer and then you want to take that or upload it, you can always select import. You can make a copy, you can share, you can email, you can download, all the same options. Even version history is available on Google Sheets. The edit option would also have a lot of the same options. Now the view options would have a few different settings and we're going to dive into those. Okay. Now let's say I want to uniformly change the height and width of all the groups and all the columns. What I will do is I'll go to this gray square here in the corner over here and then select that. And what that does is it selects all the rows and columns available so far. Now if I change even the width of one group, it will change it for all the others. See? So you can adjust the heights and everything accordingly. Now within view, you can choose whether you want to have your formula bar shown here, whether you want grid lines, or if you don't want grid lines. The rows and columns are still here, but it will just look like it's floating without any of the lines. So all those options are available in view. And of course, you have grouping, where you can decide to group a row or column together, that they're interconnected. So if a value change happens here, a value change will happen here as well. It's all your typical Excel sheet settings. You can dive into this in more detail when you're covering it. Personally, the most important feature for me has been the freeze feature. For example, over here, let's say that we're keeping track of an attendance log of all the people who've joined our meetings. So I might keep name here. I might keep IWC club name. Now, again, in IWC, easily right now, even within this meeting, we have how many people? We have 40 participants, right? And as we're typing the name, we may forget if we kept serial number here, if the second row was supposed to be name, if the third one was supposed to be IWC club. So what we can do is we have a very useful feature here called freeze. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the row that I want to freeze. I'm going to go to view and select freeze. You can select up to row 1. So now what happens is, no matter how much I scroll, I want you to keep an eye on the numbers here. No matter how much I scroll, the first row will remain the same, so that I can see what data I'm looking at. Even down to 75, I can still see serial number, name, and IWC club name. So that is a freeze option. It can be applied on a row or a column. All you have to do is select the row or select the column, and then apply the freeze from view. Is that clear for everyone? Everyone? I'm going to continue. If there are any questions, let me know.
So once again, the freeze mode. Freeze mode once again, please.
Okay, I'll explain the freeze mode once more. Hold on, I'm just going to unfreeze it quickly. Okay. So let's say that we have a lot of information in these sheets, ma'am. Okay. And we want to be able to view the header. That is the main place where we've added a lot of details. Now, if you're looking at our IWC application, right? The members application that you have to fill out, that contains a lot of details. No, it contains the name, it names the club members, associated, your parents' name, your guardian's name, your phone number, your address. That's a lot of details that will come there, no? For each of the members. So here I might put it as, hold on. Let's say we have some 64 members, okay, ma'am? Should I change this? Now, if we're typing the name here, then in the second row, we're saying IWC club name, address, DOB, date of joining. So let's imagine we have a lot of data that we need to fill in, ma'am. We can basically freeze this row so that even if we scroll down, that one row will remain there at the top so that we know what information can be put where. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that entire row by selecting the one over here, because that is the row in which the data is. I'm going to go to view. I will select freeze and I will select up to row 1. Now what happens is, even if I scroll down, those values will remain there so that I know where to enter what data.
Okay.
Clear, ma'am?
Yeah.
Now, of course, you have the insert option for inserting rows or sheets and all. You can insert a chart, you can insert an image even. You can insert it over the cells or within the cells. It's all the same functions once more. And you even have all your typical functions. For example, sum, average, count, and all of that. You can find them right here in the insert options. If you go to insert and then you go to function, you can actually start using formulas. And they're even sorted out so that you can figure out whatever formula you want. For example, if you're looking something up, you can select lookup and then you can select the option that you would like. These are all different options. For example, if I'm trying to match a particular value, if I'm trying to find everything that has a number 7 in, we can use match. These are all different standard formulas that you can look at. So you have all these options available here in function. You can even insert checkboxes, drop-down menus, all of it. It's all available right here in insert. Yes? So let's say I want to do the sum of, let's say, these many digits. Over here, I can just type equal to, or I can just go to insert, function, sum. So the formula will get inserted automatically. All I need to do is enter the values. So I might select A2, which is where that first value is to A7. And if I hit enter, that value will be there. Now, if anything changes over here, the sum will also change accordingly. So that is how you use formulas. Again, it's very basic Excel stuff that you might have learned when you were using this in Office and all. So if there's any doubts or questions, feel free to ask, but most of it is right there. So that is the insert feature, which has all of the options that you might possibly need. You also have format, which will let you change the different things that you're looking at. For example, you can change the theme. If I want the spreadsheet to look a little differently in terms of color and everything, I can select the themes from here. So that is why you have themes. Within format, you can also, of course, change what type of numbers you're using. If you want to use scientific numbers, if you want to use financial numbers, currency, rounding up currency, date time formats, you can change all of that here in number. Text would have all your typical text formatting options. Alignment is your usual alignment within the cells. Then you, of course, have wrapping and rotation. All your typical formatting details are all right there. Is in format. You also have data, which basically helps you create filters and all. Let's say that you want to filter out all the data where a person is over the age of 60. You can create a filter for the same, and you can adjust your data accordingly. So all of that is given right here in data. Now these are all slightly good. Yes, ma'am.
Can you please come again with that filter option?
The filter option right now, ma'am, I don't have a lot of data on the sheets, which is why I'm not able to show it to you clearly. But what the filter option does is, if I'm selecting data over here, one second, I can basically create a filter. If I want a particular value, if I want to sort it from A to Z, I can choose to do that. It basically just sort of creates a filter right here. It's in data. So you select all the information that you need. For example, if it's a whole sheet, you select the whole sheet. If it's specifically like a date of birth thing, you can select that row. You can select data, and then you can just add a filter to that row. So here you create a filter. Over here, immediately these 3 line options will appear right next to that row. And there you can choose to filter according to whatever values you like. For example, it can even be by color. It can be by a condition. You might say that, date is before or after or greater than or equal to. You can select the options and all right here. Yes?
Okay.
Again, so far in IWC, at least with the charity projects I've done, we haven't had a lot of reason to use Excel sheets. But if at all, for example, let's say the treasurer would like to keep a reckoning number of accounts and things like that, it can be very useful. Then, of course, here also you have a spell check and everything in a personal dictionary. And autocomplete is just to suggest everything that's automatically on. So let that remain the same. But you get your spell check and dictionary and everything here. Once again, this also has a help option. You can always look at training, or you can even search for different things. For example, we were searching for filter. So you can search for how to create a new filter view, learn more about filters and all of that right here. If you don't want to use a search menu and you want to go through a training session, you can always select training right here. It will open you to a website that will basically teach you how to use Sheets the best, even converting from Microsoft Excel to Sheets. Are we clear so far, everyone?
Is there any option of converting a document sheet like a directory where there are names, addresses, and numbers into an Excel form?
Ma'am, is it a Word document?
Yes, it's all, the directories will be in the Word document PDF. Can it be converted into the Excel form?
Ma'am, it depends on what the document itself looks like. If you can send it across to me, I can take a look.
Basically a directory that has the name, the address, phone number, and the email address.
Okay, ma'am, if I can take a look at that PDF, I can see if it is convertible, because the issue here is if it is a PDF of an Excel sheet or if it is the PDF of a Word document, because converting a Word document to an Excel sheet is a slightly more complicated process, yeah?
Okay, okay.
Because the values might change from column to column.
It will be, the columns in the Excel sheet will be the name, the address, the phone number, and
what
the
I'm
email.
asking is, ma'am, is there a table in the Word document in the PDF?
No, there's no table. It's all, it's like a directory, like it has the names.
You will have to manually convert then, ma'am.
Okay.
You'll have to cut, copy, and paste it one by one.
It is not in the tabular form.
If it is in the tabular form, then yes, converting it to sheets would be a lot more easier. But since it's not in tabular form, we'll have to actually sit and manually do it.
Manually copy paste.
Yes.
Each item.
Yes. Any other doubts or questions, anyone? If not, we're on to our last section, which is basically using Google Slides. Now, personally, I do not use Google Slides much. It is just one more feature, just like Microsoft PowerPoint, that is just easy to use if you're very familiar with PowerPoint. I prefer making all my presentations in Canva, which I'll be showing you about tomorrow, right? So I'll just do a quick run through of slides. Once again, we're going to go to google.com. We're going to go to this grid over here, and then we are going to scroll down until we find slides. Okay. So just like your typical Microsoft PowerPoint, this also has a lot of templates that are easily already available, right? If you take a look right here, you can see presentations, you can create a photo album, you can create a wedding invitation that's a PowerPoint, you can create a portfolio, a lookbook, a party invite, a recipe showcase, a yearbook, all the grids that you might possibly need, even creating certificates for that matter. If you see right here, there's an employee certificate. There's a professional profile, all the things that you might usually use to create a presentation for, you can create on Google Slides as well. So you can select any of these templates and then fiddle around with that. For now, I'm going to use a flashcard one, which is one that I use a lot, especially for my reading room sessions when I'm teaching children. So this is a pre-existing template, which is why all the slides are right here in a custom format. You can see 9 total slides. And then all I have to do is just change the name. So in my case, because I teach children a lot of English, we might do a recitation flashcard. So all I need to do is I can just click the different places and then change the details there. Now I can go to each of these slides and start changing different information. So if I right click over here, just like earlier, you can replace the image, even search something from the web and find it and change it over there. You can change the text by clicking on the text literally. It opens a text box. Slides is very simple and straightforward to use because again, most of the pre-existing slide templates are what you would need. All of it can be fiddled around with. For example, if I'm taking this and I right click on the background, I can change the different options here. I can animate it. All of these options are available right here within the different format, insert, file, edits and all. It's the same menu. Once again, you can see it has it. New, open, import slides, making a copy, sharing, email, downloading. It's all still the same options. Even the version history is there. Edit, of course, will let you do the cut, copy, paste thing. View will let you decide if you want a slideshow or not. For example, here I can start showing this as a slideshow just by selecting it from view. That's right here. So if I select Control plus F5, it will show it as a slideshow. I can even select the motion that happens between different slides. All of these are your typical ones that happen in Microsoft PowerPoint as well, which basically just makes your presentation look smoother. It's all the same features as Microsoft PowerPoint, except it's all online so that you will never lose the PowerPoint itself. You have all your typical insert options, including word art and diagrams and everything. You can even insert videos if you like. You can download the video or even find it and upload it. There's all your formatting options. You can select how you want the slide to look. You can change the background, the layout, the transition, the theme. All of your features are right here. Even this I can switch around. For example, let's say that I want the slide order to be changed. I want this one to come here. I just have to click and drag, and I can place it somewhere else in between. So it is the exact same thing as Microsoft PowerPoint, which makes it very easier to use. And the advantage is if you have an internet connection, you can add literally anything you wanted to a presentation. Now, as for the aesthetics of a presentation and making them look more beautiful and coming up with very pretty looking presentations, I will be covering all of that tomorrow with Canva, because Canva is a much, much better software for you to use to create posters and presentations. Google Slides is just for the sake of the animation or if you want to edit things and everything. All right. As always, this also has a help section. So again, if you go to help and training, you can dive into Google Slides in more detail. Personally, I prefer using Canva, but I'm just showing you what slides looks like. That's all. Does anyone have any doubts or questions? Anything so far? We're clear? Does anyone have any questions in general for me? Because we've come to a close of all the topics we wanted to cover today. Tomorrow, we'll be diving into video editing and poster making and PowerPoint making with Canva and Vita. I would request that everyone here, please install this application on your phones before logging in tomorrow. It's an app called Vita. It is a basic video editor, and tomorrow's session will have a lot of information about it. I think I'll show you the logo right here. If you can see it, it's a black and white color logo. This is what it looks like. Just search for the Vita app on your phones. You should be able to find it on the App Store or the Play Store. Please install that application before we're coming in tomorrow. Also, do make it a point to see if you can install Canva on your phones as well. I'm going to type the name here. Canva. Because that is yet another feature that's really, really easy to use. The logo will look like this. Please install these two applications. It's called Vita and Canva. Onto your phone, you can find it in the App Store or the Google Play Store app. I've typed it into the chat box in case anyone wants to look for the names with the correct spellings, yes? If anyone has any doubts or questions, we can address that. If not, I am winding up my session now. Anyone? I'm leaving this last 5 minutes for the sake of, any questions or doubts that anyone might have.
I'm sorry, though you have explained it twice, again, I want to know a bit about that freeze option. in the Excel sheet.
That's completely okay, ma'am. Again, like I said, the more I repeat it, the more easier it is, and other people might also have the same confusion. So please don't worry about that, yeah? I'll just be opening Chrome once more. Okay. Now let's say, for example, ma'am, that I want to freeze this first row, okay? What I will do is I will select the entire row by clicking that row number. I can select multiple rows if I want to by selecting the rows like this. By holding and dragging, I can select multiple rows, but today I'm selecting just one row. Okay, ma'am? I'm going to go to view, freeze, and then up to row 1. Now, if I kept my cursor on row 11, I can even freeze up to there. So I just have to go to view, freeze, up to row 11. That is how you basically freeze it. Is that clear, ma'am?
Yeah, okay. Okay, in this way, we can freeze both the rows and columns.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Explain the label option in email. Sure thing, ma'am. I'm just going to open Gmail right now. So the convenience of the label option, ma'am, is that if you want to look at particular emails connected to any one particular work that you're doing, you can use the label to sort those emails out. Yes. For example, over here, when you're using your Google Inbox or you're opening that, you will get an option here on the side called labels, and there'll be a plus button next to it. What I am going to do is I'm going to select that plus button, and then I'm going to type the name of a new email. For example, I might say, PPT, so that all the work where I've done PowerPoints can come together under one email. So I'm creating a label called PPT. I will go to my inbox. And then let's say, for example, that these are all PPT related emails. I can select all of those. Okay. And then I can just select the label over here. In the top of that, you'll see something called labels. And then I can just select the label that I want. For example, here I want to use the label PPT for these emails. And then I can apply the label. Now, even years later, if I'm going back to these emails ever, I can just quickly select PPT and it will show me all those emails with that label on it. I hope that's clear. For now, I'm going to delete that label because I do not actually need that. But yeah. Any questions or doubts, ma'am? Is that clear? Okay. I'm assuming that's the end of all questions and all. If there are any further questions, again, I'm dropping my name and my WhatsApp number once more. You can always reach out to me here as well. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow for the rest of the session.
Yes. Thank you so much, Gayatri.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Gayatri. Now the feedback. Sunita Augustus, President, Innovative Club of Nagarkoil.
Sunita, unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay.
It's indeed a great pleasure and for this opportunity for all of us to attend the program of learning. Because as of now, everyone knows something about this technology, but here and there, not much.
Your voice is still breaking, Sunita.
Not clear, Sunita.
Network. And the eduthiruங்க.
For opportunity for all of us to attend this program of learning. Because as of now, everyone knows something about this technology here and there, but not much. Because of this class, we got more clarity about what we already know and what to know more of, and to know more about that. Really, it was a fantastic program that quenched the thirst of my learning. I extend a very sincere thanks to our chairman for being so kind enough to make all of us digitally literate. This is not only use the inner wheel, but also we can equally take part in our children's conversation. We can get included in their conversation. Because always we used to be neglected that as if we are the usage of technology. And thank you, Gayatri, for your very clear explanation right from the scratch. Even a virgin user can also be easily understand. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sunita.
Now the Divya Vishwanath, ISO, Innerville Club of Virudhunagar.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
Natarajan, the District Executive Committee, Convener PDC Kayarvali Arivalakan, the PDCs, presidents and secretaries and office bearers of District 321. Today's session, the second session by Mrs. Gayatri Rashmi Nair was really excellent. The way she handled Google documents. Then she also handled how to move files from mobile to our device and from our device back to a mobile. Then the usage of WhatsApp web, which is very, very important because whatever information comes from Innerville is usually from the district group or from our club group, which always blocks our mobile. And this has to be at a certain point of time, we need to move these things to our device. So use of apps, the use of WhatsApp web was very well, correctly and clearly done. And yes, we have now Word software comes under Chrome. We have the spreadsheet that comes under Chrome. We also have this PowerPoint sheet that comes under Chrome. So we need not run around for a computer. We can always do.
It's stuck.
A few things. Can you hear me?
A little, and now it's okay.
Yeah. So very patiently and with great dedication, she has repeatedly clarified everyone's doubt, and she has done a very beautiful presentation today. I thank you very much for your session, Mrs. Gayatri Rashmi Nair. The online education is mandatory today in everyone's lifestyle, because if you don't update yourself with the technology, you will be you will fall when you cannot just move along. You have to you have to step pace with the world as you move on. So this transition, we have to voluntarily step in and move on with the rest of the world. So online education is mandatory, and Mrs. Gayatri Rashmi Nair has taken up great pains to teach us all a lot of things that associated with technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya.
Now the vote of thanks by Swarnalata, District Vice Chairman Swarnalata.
Good evening, everyone. And today it's another wonderful session for us from Gayatri. And this program is started yesterday, and we had a plunge of, before plunging into the field, we came to know what are the security we need to be in that particular field and the internet things to upload. here how today we have seen what are the internet things that we want to create. It's really a wonderful session, and this session handled by Gayatri, it's a very impressive manner. And for this particular program, I would like to thank our district chairman Anitha Natarajan, and district EC members, Agamaya convener, and our enthusiastic convener, as our district chairman said, always be very particular in points and other things. Our PDC, Kailvili Arivalagan, and our district advisors, and all the PDCs, and who have enthusiastically participated, and also the members. They are today. I got a call from one of the from our member, that yesterday I couldn't attend the meeting. Can you have that YouTube recordings? And then I shared the recording. So it's a very impressive program and well appreciated by all the district people. Moreover, it's the need of time, and that's we should know what are the technology we should have, how to apply, how to create, and how to present. And it's really a wonderful session, and it's very particularly useful. It has taken by the Innovate member, and I am already mentioning that it's taken by the Innovate member. So people should know what are the things people should know. She understand well, Gayatri understand well, and she has taken in a very good manner. Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you everyone who have participated.
Thank you, Swarna, for lovely words. And meeting, Anitha, meeting is over.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow very interesting one, Canva and Vita, that video making and all.
Yes.
When this today's Google slides very interesting. So
That too, and that cross platform from one device to another device, that's very important.
Thank you. Let's wind up now, and tomorrow we can all meet. Okay.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a pleasant Sunday.
Bye. Thank you.
Satam will be busy with the family. And
Yes.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anitha. Thank you.
Bye bye.